Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello YouTubers and welcome back to my channel, How to Paint Watercolours with me, Colin. I've picked a mountain scene for this one. This is a high up scene looking right across a valley. Some mountains in the back and I'm just leaving a thin film of water on the paper. Give you a quick run round of the colours. We have Naples Yellow, Cobalt Blue number 2 with some burnt umber in it, French Ultramarine with some burnt umber, Shadow Green, burnt umber, French Ultramarine and a little tiny bit of quinacridone permanent rose. I'd say welcome to any new subscribers we may have. This is a little bit of Naples Yellow and just to ask people to hit the like button and subscribe. As I have been told, it does help with YouTube's algorithm. Some of the Cobalt Blue number 2 with burnt umber. Just adding this in. I've often referred to watercolours as sometimes as a bit like layering a cake. Some of the longer films were made in part 2, part 1s and part 2s. That's so you can go for a coffee. Just want to pull some streaks in to the Naples Yellow. French Ultramarine and burnt umber. Just test this to see whether I like the colour. Possibly a little darker. A little bit more burnt umber to it. For a bit of a grey sky, for some darks in the skies. I do want some of the underlying wash to show through. These are Magello Mission Gold paints, but you use the paints that you have. Very simple sky. I want to bring some couple of layers of clouds in around here, so I'm just adding a little bit of water, taking some of the Cobalt Blue and burnt umber. I'm just spreading it into the water I've laid it down and just manoeuvring it about a little bit, a little darker in patches just to vary it. And I'm not allowing the water to meet in areas, I'm just applying it. The burnt umber and the Cobalt Blue number 2 just produces a nice soft grey blue. Just dropping it in. And a little bit of permanent rose to that as we put a little shadow in. That's the French Ultramarine and burnt umber. Just make these clouds a little more interesting. I just want to start to soften some of the cloud edges. Always have a kitchen towel handy. Add a little bit in here as well. Just taking a kitchen towel and I'm just lifting out one or two little areas. And then we're going to leave that to dry. Okay, I've just re-wet the background mountain areas where all the white paper is. I don't think you really need to be shown how to do that. And we're going to put some shadow sides into this mountain. So I'm taking some of the Cobalt Blue and I'm mixing it with some of the darker blue. And I'm going to add a little hint just to send it a little violet colour. And we're going to add the shadow side in. Just sprinkling in some areas. I want to weaken that a little bit. I'm just beginning to soften this down into the clouds. Just to make it disappear. stronger here, I think. Just to help it stand out in areas. Take a little off around there. I've got the board set at a slight angle just to help with the drift of the paint. Take some clean water, just wet this little bit here. Just darken this a little bit more. I want to bring this edge forward. Maybe just a touch bluer. Some snow. A bit of shadow on this rock here. Just deepening it along this top edge. Now that's dry, let's mix up a little colour. French ultramarine, such as the quinacridone rose, burnt umber, and we can begin to put some rocks and shading and crags on your mountains. I'm just using the side of the brush and I'm moving the paint in the brush in the direction that I want the cracks to appear, allowing the paint to break off the brush like an oil painting. If you want a gully, you see how you can shape that with the stroke of your brush. Water and softening some of the edges in. Soften this edge into the cloud. Also we'll take some of this and we'll start to bring out the rock here, the crags. I'm just leaving a little white line there for the moment. Adding a little bit of shadow into this. So a little bit of shadow on these rocks. Brush just softening this in. And once again, we have to leave that to dry. Now that the first wash, French ultramarine, burnt umber, almost into a kind of a black. The quinacridone permanent rose. Basically, it's the same thing as what you did with the mountains. Allow some of the paint to break off the brush to create rocks and cracks in these. This is the shadow green and I'm just going to mix it into that. Some French ultramarine and burnt umber. I really want to make it an earthy, very dark green. Taking a rigger brush, I'm just going to put the top of this evergreen in, fir tree, whatever you'd like to call them. I like the rigger for this, it gives you a great deal of detail on the top when you want to bring something forward. Just breaking open an old oil painting brush once again. And we can begin to bring some shape to this fir tree. Tree trunk in. Some of them little hangy downs that you get. And taking a damp brush, softening this in. Trees can sometimes take root in the most unusual places, and then I just want to add a little touch of shadow into the snow. Taking a little water and just softening that. I feel that's all I want to do to that. So what we're going to do now is that you can sign it, put a mount around it, frame it and hang it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe. Subscribing is free and you are welcome to leave a comment. Maybe a couple of birds in here. Until next time, thank you very much for watching.